BrickTherapy23 Spider-Man's Final Battle, but really it's all about Statue of Liberty, or Statue of Liberty's profile, the Lego build, the awesome looking structure, the head of the statue, and also a portal, in this case, the portal to the Doctor Strange house, the Sanctum Sanctorum. So welcome to the live stream, and hope you're doing well, and thanks for being here on your Monday evening. And let's finish this build. Only one bag left. And also, just to show off the minifigures, there's two more. There's let's see, there's 7 here so far. Oh no, yeah. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 7 of them. So we got Doctor Strange, we got Doc Ock, we've got Green Goblin, we've got the 3 Spider-Men, each of the 3 actors represented, plus plus their heads, and Electro. And I think the favorite part of this is coming up in terms of minifigs, because we get to build up Ned. Oh yeah, and MJ too. But Ned, very cool. Love that character. And to get him as a minifig is super fun. I don't know, did he come in another Lego set? I feel like he did, but I just don't know all the sets. Most of you might know. Did Ned come in another Marvel set? Maybe he came in some other Spider-Man set. But either way, welcome everyone. We already got Landon, who said hello early on. Landon says, love your vids, and I'm a sub too. Welcome, Landon, if you're still here. We got Tavaya, always here as an early bird, love it. Tommy, the mod, Tommy becoming my go-to mod, love it. Got, oh good, Landon is here, he said hello again. Like and subscribe. John Powell, good to see you. Started early, it's true. I started, yeah, about 17 minutes early, is that right? I had to, I was like impatient. I always set the time to give myself a little window to get ready, and then I thought, you know what, in case I go longer, I got more time to fill in the full hour. So actually I got more time to go beyond the hour if I want to. And we've got, yeah, I think that's right. Tavaya, Tommy, Landon, John Powell, and just welcome you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for leaving a like already to 3 of you. And if you're new to the channel, this is BrickTherapy23. This is the BrickTherapy23 build of our channel to represent our channel. And this is I don't know, a fig we built way back in 2019 when we had the idea for a YouTube channel, and then didn't really, you know, act on it because it becomes a concept, and then finally you get the courage to do it. So there's my sig fig, there's my son sig fig. We started in earnest live streaming. Gosh, this is about our 1 year mark, or a little over our 1 year mark. And so now I'm kind of doing this theme where on top of the BrickTherapy23 or BrickTherapy2 logo guy, I will put a minifig representing whatever set and theme, in this case, Spider-Man, or I guess Miles Morales, but he represents that universe or that theme. And now, bag 7. Actually, I need to build up one more part of bag 6. These, they almost look like a Star Wars droid, but a generator of some sorts, probably for Electro. Some kind of generator box here. So they give you 2 of those things to build up, and they got 1 more sticker left. So let's get that done. Like and subscribe, says Tommy. Thanks, Tommy. Let me post that. And hope you guys are doing well. So today is, for Lego news, I think today is the last day to take advantage of double VIP points. At least this go around. It's not like it won't be offered again later on. So if you are a Lego fan, you collect Lego, and you like talking about Lego, that might be interesting to you, right? So the double insider points, I think they've come around more often. I want to say maybe every quarter, but I don't know, it seems like it's more often, but every couple of months. So maybe that is every quarter. And there are some things to pay attention to. I think the offer is probably done now that it's midnight on the East Coast. and February 3rd. But those are I've talked about it a few times on the channel where, if you want to build up your collection buying Lego, then it's a great program to take advantage of, because then you get points which lead to discounts if you're buying Lego. And so a lot of you who collect Lego know that already, but it's worth repeating that. And so that, you'll notice our collection behind me, a lot of that has added to our insider points, and therefore we're able to get other Lego sets for 20% off, 30% off. I think probably depending on how long you hold on to your points, you could just get an entire set outright using your points. And you could liken it to, I don't know how, credit card companies give you points that way, which doesn't really amount to much. The math is definitely skewed in that. But I feel like Lego, you get a lot more for your investment, because a lot of times you can take advantage of not only getting insider points, but you can also take advantage of getting a gift with purchase, which is another Lego set, and even sometimes a sale price on top of that. And so you are definitely probably getting 20% over whatever Lego set you buy through lego.com. And it's worth it, because the other option is, buying a Lego set through retail, which can be, an advantage with a sale price. Sometimes the math is better that way. But if you are planning to buy large scale sets, like, any set that's $100 or more, I will look, unless the discount is huge on a retail website. And sometimes it is, through Amazon or Walmart, you might see a 20% discount or more. But, if you're planning on getting a giant set, let's say the Titanic, or maybe one of those modulars, those are like a $200, $300 range set, then it's worth looking into getting insider, setting up your insider account, which is free. You just put your email through lego.com, and then as you buy sets, you'll rack up a couple hundred points or more. The more expensive a set, the more points you get. And over time, and as you build your collection, that could amount to, $20, $30, $40, $50, $100 off your next set. And so it's definitely something to look into, especially if you become one of these collectors like a lot of people find themselves doing. They're like, oh, I got my first Lego set, and then you find a lot of themes that you're interested in. It could be Star Wars, it could be Technic, building up those giant Technic cars. It could be modulars, where you're building up those really cool looking buildings that represent a small town, a classic looking Main Street USA type of look, or turn of the century type buildings, or architecture, where they've had lots of sets in the past, from the London Bridge to Taj Mahal to the Roman Colosseum. And right now they have the Eiffel Tower, although I think that's ideas or icons. But they have the Notre Dame Cathedral, the Himeji Castle in Japan, the Pyramid of Giza. So there's lots of themes. Of course, if you're a Disney fan, there's tons of different themes to choose from. The Disney Castle is always a popular one. They do some version of Disney Castle, it seems like, the last 4 or 5 years. And all that can definitely be pricey, but if you're building up your collection, you like doing that, get the insider points, and then you find yourself getting all these points and getting a cool set later on. You're like, I like this. This is cool. Of course, it's to Lego's advantage too, because you're going to stay a customer. John Powell says, yes, it should be over. The double insider points is over. I never looked at it. I did order 2 LumiBrick sets though. Oh, which ones did you get, John Powell? I have to, again, give that a try at some point, maybe in the spring, after I kind of save up for the next budgeted item. But yeah, I was looking at it in more wishful thinking, like double insider points, get the UCS set with double insider points. That would probably, as I talk about all this, probably be an $80 to $100 discount for the next set if I did that. But it's also a big hefty chunk of money to shell out, so I'm not ready to do that right now. But yeah, some people do take advantage, and we'll see. Again, I'm thinking May might be a good time with the May the 4th, with the Star Wars May the 4th program. See what they come out with. I talked to a Lego store employee a couple weeks ago and asked them, you know, are you guys gonna do, you think you guys will do about 3 or 4? They usually do about 3 or 4 gift with purchases during that time, and then some new sets are revealed, and so that might be something. Or I saw the Minas Tirith, I think a leaked image that looked pretty genuine, pretty legit, and noticed that that would be a totally different theme, of course. That would not be Star Wars. I don't know if I liked it. I don't know if you guys have seen if you're, you know, you've been looking at kind of what's coming out, what's, you know, on the horizon for Lego, which is, you know, a constant, oh no, what have I got myself into? This must be all for scaffolding here. But I looked at the pictures that people shared on social media. I've not seen these kind of curved pieces before, by the way. Looks like just kind of action pose type pieces where you put the minifigure on one end and it looks like they're kind of arched around. Let's see if they show it in the box here, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. Kind of an action pose like Spider-Man here, kind of swinging around the Statue of Liberty here. But yeah, I looked at that set. I don't know. I was usually, and it hasn't happened for a while. I don't know if it'll happen again. I hope it does. With Lego sets, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, that looks cool. Not when I first saw, like, for example, my favorite set of all time, Ninjago City, or I saw even the Dark Falcon when that came out. That's not a giant set. Or even the yellow Lego truck, the one back here, that semi-trailer truck right there. This looks so cool. Or Daily Bugle. You know, there's some sets that come out, you're like, oh, that looks so cool. That would be fun to have, but that one didn't strike me as that. It's kind of on the level, I think you had, John Pal, you might have mentioned this, is kind of on the level of a micro build. It looks like it has some interior parts to it where it's the King's throne room or hallway of Kings, or Hall of Kings, I forget how it's described in the book. So it does have that look to it with kind of the white marble buildings and facade, and then kind of like the dark plated columns, whatever the material's supposed to be. So some of it looked cool, but you know what? When I saw the picture, it looked like a giant birthday cake or a wedding cake. That's what it looked like to me. That's it, huh? That's the new Rivendell, or not Rivendell, that's the new Minas Tirith Lord of the Rings set. To me, it looked like a giant cake. So I don't know if that's exciting. And that could be the filter. The person who shared the picture, it didn't look like the most, I don't know, the best use of filtering or lens. So maybe they had to, I don't know if they had to skew it or what. And I don't even know if they're allowed to leak a photo yet. So I don't know, but Lego, I think Lego let it leak. I don't know. It looked cool, but you know, again, I don't know, if you're Lego, like, why are you letting something leak where it's not genuine, and then it kind of kills the momentum of the set? That's what happened with the UCS Death Star, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Hey, Ryan is back. Psh, Ryan says, hello, I'm back. Landon's Room says, I might buy the bus from Harry Potter. Oh, the double decker, or is it a triple decker? The purple bus. That one's a fun looking build. Tommy says, UCS set, exclamation point. John Powell says, I ordered the newsstand I suggested to you. It's on sale for $27. Oh, I have to look that up now. John Powell, did you look on Amazon for those? Or is it directly through Lumi Bricks? Let me look at that one. Lumi Bricks newsstand. I like that price point. I'm sorry, Lego, but you are driving people away. I was just trying to sell your insider points, but the prices are crazy. So, newsstand Lumi bricks. What does that one look like? I know I saw the boxing ring one. That was the one I thought looked pretty cool, but I don't know if I like the theme enough. Oh yeah, okay, that one. Let's see. Make it. This is a Lumi brick set newsstand. How cool is that? Okay. So, yeah, that. Oh, I didn't realize they do minifigs also. It looks like they do. So is this the one you're talking about, John Powell? Yeah, it looks like they do minifigs. They're kind of like Lego minifigs. I'm sure the design has to be somewhat different. And then you said the quality. I think the quality of the plastic. That would be the other thing, like the quality of the plastic. How good is that? Those were real photos of the Minas Tirith. Okay. I mean, yeah, it showed kind of the exterior and the interior. Actually, it showed a lot. And I assume it was leaked or allowed to be leaked by a land member, a Lego ambassador, because I don't know how else they get it, because it was something official where Lego invites their Lego ambassadors to come and look at the sets that are coming up. Like they did that with, I don't know how long this has been going on, but I remember seeing that with the the new modular set, the shopping center, and then I saw the one they did for the Creel house for the Stranger Things set. And yeah, they do like kind of it's kind of funny. It's like just a black table and a little curtain covering the set, and then they pull it off, you know, like a magician. Voila, here's the new set. So that's what it looked like for this one. But I don't know, when I saw it, it looked impressive in a way, but it also looked kind of bulky and like a giant. I'll just have to see it built up in person. I'm sure, you know, when it comes out in June, the Lego store will have it, and of course people are gonna buy it like crazy, and it'll go on back order and all that stuff. But yeah, that compared to the Titanic set, I think to me the choice is clear. The Titanic set is still better, at least from what I can tell. I mean, the Titanic doesn't come with any minifigures, but the build just looks awesome. All right, let me build up my favorite person here of this whole set. We got Mr. Ned, Spider-Man's loyal sidekick of sorts from all the Marvel, the MCU versions of the movie storyline. I don't know if he's a Disney MCU invention, or if he's actually part of the actual comics. But either way, here's Ned. He's got no special accessories. But here's Ned. I don't know, man. He's cool. He's kind of got like a Letterman's jacket looking thing, but this almost looks like it could be a Stranger Things character, actually. Kind of that high school kind of looking classic look to it, with the blue jeans and the Letterman's or sport coat, and then yeah, like a white shirt underneath. But love that smile. That's a good minifig there. Not much on the back there, but you know, if you're gonna get anything out of a Spider-Man set, and it's other than Spider-Man, it's got to be Ned. This guy's great, representing the Filipino community too, which is kind of fun. And so, what was I gonna say? Oh, also in the Spider-Man movie, I think it's in the intro to his character in Civil War, when he and Spider-Man are hanging out, and they're talking, and then he's got the Lego Death Star set in that scene, drops it on the floor or something like that. But right then and there, you're like, that, I don't know, he's just, yeah, for comic relief probably mostly, but just a fun character. So there goes Ned, love it. Those are real photos of Minas Tirith, John Powell says. Lego actually did a good job on the design, but $650. Interesting, John Powell. I would have thought initially when you said it wasn't that great, or it was going to be like another Barad-dûr where it's like just a facade on the front, or not really, more of a tower on the front and then kind of a dollhouse design on the back. Ryan says, could you check out my community post I made for the channel for BrickTherapy23? For sure, Ryan. I need to check that out. I know Tavia posted a cool build of her. I saw that one, and I haven't checked it recently. Tavia posted a picture of the setup she did for her Ninjago set. Landon's Room says, yes, it is the one also. So Landon's confirming too. I think the Minas Tirith. John Powell says, we knew that the front was going to be micro build. No other way to do it. Yeah, that was the one part I liked of the build, because it has when you see the movie, it has the giant, what would it be? Kind of that giant precipice that sticks out where the king, I guess, can go on the edge at the very top level of the mountain and kind of overlook the kingdom or the landscape, or in that case, the movie, the Return of the King, the battlefield. But funny in that movie, because that's where Denethor takes the plunge. He goes mad and then jumps off of that thing. But that part looked cool. I just the footprint of it was, I don't know, it just looked extra wide. I don't know, I don't know how to describe it. It looks extra wide, and it doesn't, it just has, yeah, here we go. This might work to show this. It doesn't seem to be, it just looks cumbersome. I don't know how, yeah, it just looks cumbersome. But I do like how the precipice is built out. And I think maybe there's like a huge interior part. So there's kind of the way it looks. But yeah, I don't know, my first impression was it looks like a birthday cake or a giant wedding cake or something. Because of the color of the bricks and everything. But the gate up close might be cool. The front portcullis, or the castle gate basically of the set, that might be interesting. The barred door gate is very cool. So that'll be interesting. John Powell says, Amazon, yeah, that's where you get the Lumi Brick set. Good set to try. $27 is very reasonable. John Powell says the land member leaked it but wasn't supposed to. Ooh, that's how that happened. And that person probably got their land membership revoked, and maybe they don't care because maybe that got them to get some viral video on their channel. I don't know, that's lame though. If they're supposed to sign an agreement, Lego put some trust in you to not do something like that, and then you leak it. And like I said, it takes away from the momentum of, better stock photos of the set, better looking photos of the set. Or, you could go deep into the conspiracy zone. Maybe it was a fake land member who did it to leak it. I don't know. You could think of it that way. And there's MJ. She's got that cool striped shirt, another cool minifig. Some pretty unique, well, at least seemingly unique hairpiece. But overall, let me show this off again. 9, I keep losing count because it doesn't seem right, but yeah, 9 minifigures, and not minifigures that I would say are limited in any way, like shorter, the minifigs with the shorter legs or something, or like a buildable robot type thing like you might get with a Ninjago set. But yeah, that is an impressive set of minifigures for this build. I'm glad I got this set. This is 76261, the Spider-Man Final Battle 900-piece set. And we'll come back to him. You got the 3 Spider-Men. You get their heads. Their heads are now kind of, there's one of them. The Peter Parker heads, depending on the Tobey Maguire or other actors. You get the Nemesis, and then you get Doctor Strange, because it's kind of the multiverse setup for everything. There's MJ. But let's just talk about Ned. How can you not love, to me, the star of this show, Ned? For the minifigs, this real star of the show, of course, is Lady Liberty here. How fun a build. And like I said before, this is the same build, at least what, 4/5 of it. This probably is the only difference in the back, but 4/5 of this build is like the one from the Lego Movie 2 set, the Welcome to Apocalypseburg Statue of Liberty. And I know I can't say it, but that's the one. So now we'll finish the build, which kind of detracts from the fact that it's going to be, now she's going to be covered in scaffolding, but we'll finish this set. I might remove the scaffolding part because it blocks the Statue of Liberty design, which I think is so cool. Love the build. Not Emerald. Psh, very cool to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, land member leaked it, says John Powell. Ryan says, I was supposed to let you know about it yesterday. I forgot. If you can read the post on the stream about the community post you did, Ryan. John Powell says, instead of making small rooms in the back like I thought, they made a larger throne room. Yeah, that's what I was describing, that part looked cool. So maybe it'll be more impressive seeing it in person, but the footprint of the set, maybe it's similar to, I don't know, maybe it's similar to Bar-Door, but it just looks very round and would kind of fall, it wouldn't fit on a shelf for display. Like it would be too wide. But maybe it's something similar to the UCS Death Star in terms of how much width you need or shelf space you need to build it or to place it. So maybe that's okay. But again, just first impression, like, yeah, I don't know. I think that plus the price right now, it doesn't strike me as like, wow, that's an awesome looking set. But now that maybe I can find the actual video versus just a picture and see how that looks. And it's not something that comes out until June. So when Lego does reveal it live on their website, and then when they actually have it built up at the Lego store, or however they show a better picture of it, that'll be cool. One thing though, it doesn't, like, I wouldn't say it disappoints. Like when the news of the UCS Death Star came out, that was like, oh, that's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be, like the way it is in the movie, giant sphere, and wow, giant UCS set. It's gonna be amazing. What are they gonna do? How's the interior gonna look? Is it gonna be a giant version of the play scale set that came out, which was, a sphere shape? And then, yeah, then it was more of a slice of the sphere, which we all know about. So that kind of killed momentum. But now I appreciate that set. Now I find that set very interesting, a compelling build to have. But now I look at it more as just a fun, giant Star Wars display of the first Star Wars movie with all the cool characters. And then, of course, some fun Easter eggs in there with the Stormtrooper and the hot tub and that kind of stuff. And then the landing platform looks cool. You can kind of fit a small ship in there. And I think people had said that the MIDI scale Millennium Falcon could fit in there, which depicts the scene in the movie where that was captured and brought in by a tractor beam in the Star Wars movie. So there's some fun elements to it that you can see clearly in the set that relate directly to the movie, which is fun for nostalgia's sake and just a cool build. I saw it on DNM Bricks had it on his live stream behind it. That and I think he had the UCS Millennium Falcon behind him as his background shot, which, like, whoa, because Daily Bugle's cool, but two giant Star Wars sets behind him. Very cool display, that he showed on his live stream filming studio, or however you want to describe it. So again, and then seeing it that way, it looks like a really cool set. So this Minas Tirith, we'll see. The jury's still out. Try to hold off, I don't know, judgment impressions from reviewers who will get this set, no doubt, super early. The land members especially. I tend to shy away from their reviews until after I find someone review a set like that who did not get it for free. And more so for the big sets. Like, I think there's some land members who do a good job with the reviews and just being honest about what, you know, if they had to buy this set, what their impressions are, which is, appreciate that. But I just like the folks that are, who purchase the set themselves and then give a really good review. I found a couple people like that. There was one guy who did a really good job on the UCS Death Star who doesn't have a big channel, and I found his review. I'll have to look that up because he did a really good job. I'll have to find his channel and mention that one. Not Emerald says, gotta go at 12:55 or maybe 1 a.m. Not Emerald, love it. So maybe you're still here for a couple more minutes. John Powell says, well, the Minas Tirith looks like the one in the movie, so at least it's correct. Yeah, for sure it does. But it also, to me, looks like, because of the Lego pieces, it looks like a cake. So that's fun. Hey, Colin. Colin says, I also had a great time at the Glendale Galleria Lego store yesterday, buying some Lego sets and taking advantage of the double points and pretty good gift with purchase. BrickTherapy23. Awesome, Colin. So you took advantage of the double insiders. Did you actually find sets that were there that were not sold out? Interesting thing, I saw 2 weeks ago at the Lego store, 4, I think, yeah, maybe 5 on the for sale table. This is the only Lego store I've been to that they have a for sale table. I've seen other people share in their videos Lego stores with a for sale table, but I've only been to one like that. And it had about 5 of the UCS Death Star sets on the for sale table. I was really curious, so I walked over. I'm like, is this for sale? Lego did an interesting thing, which I don't know if it was convincing enough. They put the boxes were all a little bit damaged. Nothing too big a deal, but they all look kind of worn at the corners and kind of crumpled, I guess. And the deal they had going was all those UCS Death Stars you could get for regular price, but also get 6,500 insider points. So yeah, like basically a $50, maybe $60 discount, or $50 or $60 discount towards your next set. So I don't know if that enticed people. I think maybe it would maybe get some people to buy because it had been for a while sold out. I think it's on back order right now. But yeah, that seemed interesting. But now with the double insider points that they just had, then, you know, you've been kind of bummed if you got it and then you get the double insider points a week later and it's like you would have gotten $100 discount with the double insider points. But so again, I don't know what I'm trying to think, like, what was the advantage? Because then that would mean regularly you just get the insider points that would be $50 anyway. So interesting. Not Emerald says, I can't stand school. I can't wait for March and summer break. I know this is a long haul of the school year, right? Not Emerald. My kids would agree with you, man. It gets to that point where it's hard to come off of Christmas break, I think, and then January feels like extra long because it's a 31-day month, and then you get into February. I think you get a President's Day in there somewhere, and then then you're like, come on, and you guys have your all the, depending on what grade you're in, you have all the homework build up again. It's a hard thing. Vacations are great, but then and then it's winter time, right? You add all that together. It's kind of a long sludge of a haul. Ryan says, it's good to be honest. I was in the hospital yesterday. I had, ouch, cut your head and it hurt. So that's why I made the post. Wow, Ryan, be careful, man. John Powell says, only land member I watch is Alex Nunez. Yeah, he's cool. I think I found him a long time ago because I remember him, he'd involve all his family in some of his videos. That was kind of fun. Or maybe he still does. I've seen him do videos with, he and his wife will do a build together. I think they did the Star Trek set, the Star Trek set together. That was kind of fun to see. Not Emerald says, gotta go. Not Emerald, always great to have you guys here. Everyone who says hello on the chat. Bye for now, says Tommy. Good night, pals. Not Emerald, love having you here. All right, Ryan, let's see what you're talking about. You did a community post. Did you do a build? Let me see if I can find it. So I saw Tavia's her Ninjago build. And, oh, awesome, Tommy. Tommy posted, oh, I gotta show this one first. You must have posted this today, Tommy. Got the, I hate being little, then I grow. That's fun. Tommy posted the AT-ATs, is that right? So you got the, well, is that the midi scale one? So is this one about the same size as the gingerbread one? And then the other build, oh, that's cool. I didn't see that. You got Luke in the scene where he gets his grappling cable or whatever it is, and like, yeah, uses an attachment to go up and hit it with his lightsaber and throw in a grenade. That's kind of fun. All right, Ryan, let's see. Where's yours? I don't see your post, Ryan. I see a post from Tanner. I see a post from Tavia, I think. Yeah, my own Ninja Vehicle Treehouse Battle. So let me go to newest. Maybe it's there. Yeah, I see Tommy's. And Tanner did a happy birthday Lego build. So yeah, man, I don't know. I don't see it. You have to tell me what it is. Or did you just do like a written post? I don't know. So yeah, maybe you can just read it and see or write down what you said. Let's see, Not Emerald signs off. Colin says, some of the sets I wanted were sold out, like the Ninja Blacksmith Shop. Oh yeah, the Ninjago Blacksmith Shop. That would be a fun one. You know, maybe it's okay if you don't find that one. I have a feeling that one might go on sale through Amazon later on, you know, like maybe around spring or summer, if you can hold out that long. The Marvel Subway Train, that's a good one for Spider-Man 2. And the DeLorean. Yeah, the DeLorean. The DeLorean I know you can get through Amazon. I've seen that one. The store was super busy. Yes, there is something. I don't know what Lego's doing, but they are doing some kind of Jedi mind thing on people, because the last few times in the Lego store, it's like it's Christmas, you know, Christmas Eve shopping every day. People are buying stuff all the time. Tommy says, the AT-AT Walker big play set from 2012. Oh, nice, Tommy. I would call it a classic Star Wars set. That is fun. John Powell says, Alex Nunez also does Breaking News. That's right. It said that with Jason Bricks in 5. Really good podcast. Yeah, that is cool. I wonder how people, maybe it's just doing online research. But yeah, a lot of people do a YouTube video on sets that are retiring, new sets leaks that, you know, new sets that are leaked that are going to be released. I'm like, how do they know all that? Maybe it's just simply Lego news that is released, and they're able to source it or something. I guess with AI now, you could pretty much find all the news you need, but either way, it's definitely helpful. I like the ones where people do talk about sets that are going to be retired. That way you can kind of be on the lookout for things. So, or as Colin did, go look at the Lego store and see what's there. So there is, you probably know this already, Colin, you can go on the Lego website and look up a set, and then you can see if it's available. You can see if it's available at the Lego store. It'll tell you if the set is sold out or there. That's been pretty helpful. I guess you could call ahead too if you were really determined to get something. But yeah, I don't know when or how fast or what the deal is when Lego sets are available through Amazon. Like I've seen the Lightning McQueen and the DeLorean set. Those are probably the most popular of the Speed Champion sets. And those are, you know, they've been on back order for a while on the Lego website, but then if you go to Amazon, maybe Walmart too, I don't know, but for sure Amazon, then those sets are readily available. So I don't know if Lego does an agreement with the other retailers, like they get so many thousands of sets to sell retail, and then Lego kind of misses out on having it sold through them directly. Romy Bricks is here. So Romy Bricks, we were talking about the Minas Tirith set. Have you seen the leaked photos? Okay. And building up some scaffolding pieces. So now this is kind of like a almost like the version of a, well, it's scaffolding, but it almost looks like a gray lightsaber. So now I don't think the build will be as fun anymore because now it's just scaffolding. But the best part of bag 7 was my favorite minifig in this whole set. Not Spider-Man, not Doc Ock, not Green Goblin, but Ned. Ned is the best. He's so happy about it too. Does he have another? Oh, and he has a more perplexed face too, if you want kind of just a regular Lego guy expression. But yeah, the smile and the hairdo are, I think, pretty spot on for this Ned guy. Looking so cool, proudly representing the Philippine Islands and being a Marvel character and just an all-around cool sidekick to Peter Parker. So fun to have Ned in there. I'm pretty partial to the Philippines because I have a family background, family history with the Philippines in my blood. Let's see, Roaming is here, namaste. Good to see you, Roaming. Roaming Brick says, folks, gonna regret later who are not using the AI or don't understand the technology behind it. Oh, I got you, Roaming Bricks. Is that in relation to what I was saying earlier, or you're just making a point? Yeah, AI is becoming very prevalent, right? In pretty much anything. I mean, it's definitely become part of, I would almost, yeah, I guess pretty much part of people's everyday experience. Even when you do a Google search on something, it goes right to AI for whatever request or inquiry you're making. So we'll see how that changes the job market. We'll see how that changes Lego designs. Are they going to go to AI to come up with most Lego designs? That'll be crazy. So hopefully they keep human designers though, because that's the best. The most creativity comes from people, man. We are created to be creators, to be redundant on purpose. But yeah, we'll see how AI changes things, probably in more ways than we can think of, which is kind of scary in a way. Scary in a lot of ways. Hard to predict when AI becomes very self-aware of what it's doing. You know, to resemble a certain movie storyline from the 80s and 90s. But leaving that aside, going back to new sets for 2026, I haven't been really that interested in any 2026 sets. I am minorly interested in the DeLorean set from Back to the Future. I think that card does look really good. I think that is a fun looking build for sure. And then, yeah, and then I don't know, like I got the Harry Potter, the little Hagrid and Harry's motorcycle sidekick ride. That was fun. So that one I can't complain about. The modular set's not that exciting to me. So, and you know, I don't know if what kind of ruined it is all the high prices for everything. I really, you know, 2025, I'd love to add to the collection, of course, a couple things like the Black Pearl set and the UCS Death Star actually, but those are more like kind of pie in the sky dream type sets. It just, you know, if don't know what to do. Just can't have them all. So, and I don't want to. It's kind of a. I don't know. Probably other collectors feel the same way. It's like you gotta have the UCS Millennium Falcon. You know, that's just a must-have for your collection. It's like you don't want to spend all that money out of a must-have. So, Mayo's here. Streamers for life. Mayo, good to see you, man. Welcome back to the live stream. Mayo getting his proper greetings. JP is here for fun. Question mark says, Roman Bricks. John Powell has been here for a while. Brickable World is here. Welcome, you guys. Maybe we'll get to 10 likes tonight. I'm a modest appreciator of the numbers here. I don't know if we could describe it that way, but definitely need my son here to help me with the enthusiasm more, I'm sure, but we do okay. And actually, you know what? I said I didn't like the fact that I was going to use the scaffolding or have to build the scaffolding for this set, but I kind of like the build. It looks fun. Oh, maybe it doesn't look cool from that angle, but I like the design element to it. And I hope, you know, if it covers up Statue of Liberty's face, it'll be a bummer, but I do like the scaffolding build concept. And of course, being the last bag 7, you can't complain because Ned is here. Ned is part of bag 7, and that's super cool. My favorite minifig of this set. Just maybe because he's not a superhero, maybe because he didn't have any like special abilities. He's all personality, and that part is worth it alone for his superpower ability, just being the simple dude who helps Spider-Man in some crazy way. Like in, what was it? Was it in Infinity Wars where they kind of jump around to reintroduce all the main characters, and then Thanos begins his invasion of Earth, and then Spider-Man gets involved as things happen in New York. And then they're on a school bus crossing the Brooklyn Bridge, I assume. And then Peter Parker tells Ned, you know, hey, create a diversion. I need your help. And he's like, okay. Or he doesn't do that. Ned, he does create a diversion, but he does it inadvertently by panicking. Instead of saying, like, oh, I'll create a diversion, just says, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die. So he just panics, and that becomes a diversion, which is, I think, just funny. Ryan giving the sad ghost face, I guess. Little L Bricks is here, previously known as Little L Lego. Yes, we know who you are, Little L Bricks. Sorry, I was again admiring the character of Ned in this set. So many fun minifigs. Now that they're all built, it's worth showing one more time. We got Doctor Strange, we got Doc Ock, we've got Green Goblin in the background, we got MJ, we got the 3 Spider-Men, Super Ned here, even though he's got no superpowers, and Electro, who I've never heard of before. I think he probably was in the movie a few times because he's in this one, but 9 minifigures. What a great deal for a small set. 9 minifigures. Sometimes you get, I know you get these giant sets, and you might get 2 minifigures. This one you get 9, and they are all pretty sweet looking. So that is a great deal in itself. Brickable World, good to see you, says Roaming Bricks. Little Bricks getting the high fives. Namaste from Roaming Bricks. Awesome. Little Brick says, phew, most everything is out of our apartment, furniture, etc. Little Bricks, that's right. You had to move out of your apartment and break down your entire collection. So sounds like some repairs are being made, which then becomes the fun and sort of challenge of, oh my gosh, now I have to move back in. John Powell says, Spider-Man was my favorite comic book back in the 70s and early 80s. Yeah, I think one of the more fun characters. I don't think he was presented as kind of a hokey looking character either. Like, he was just just a fun, just a fun character in general. I remember the cartoons on TV as a kid too that had the kind of the more classic song to it. I think they had I missed it, but they had a TV show. It must have been from the 70s that was also a Spider-Man TV show. Although that one, remember the actor not looking at all high school age. He seemed more like a 20 or even 30-year-old guy. So that was interesting. I don't know how well that TV show did. And then, yeah, and then there's lots of animated cartoons. The comic books were fun. I think the best part about comic books in collecting those as a kid was, or some of them anyway, and I didn't realize how valuable comic books were, you know, like baseball cards, but the numbers, like the series of number edition, or what would it be, like series 2, a comic book number 1, you know, you get the low number edition of comic books, and just a fun collection in itself. You get all the characters, and then you want to read the next one. But yeah, do they do comic books still? They must still do comic books. But loved all that too. And of course, Batman, going on the DC side, Batman was definitely a hokey, like the classic Batman series from the 60s. Those were hilarious. And you know, they kind of emulate the comic book, and it was always a predictable episode. You knew there was gonna be a big old fight at the end, and every time Batman would, you know, punch something, then it would have the comic book word clouds like sock and pow and bam. So definitely, I don't know, I didn't take Batman as serious as probably other Star Wars superheroes. Then then when they get into the Chris Nolan era with those movies, then Batman was totally a very serious character with some very dark villains on top of that. So interesting. Always curious about him and the backstory of the Joker. I don't think that Joker movie that came out a few years back was, I don't know, I don't think that was the right backstory to that character, but maybe it was. I don't know. I was assuming he had more of a clever character development than what they showed. Let's see. Roman Brick says, my parents never allowed me to spend on comic books while I was young. Ah, interesting. So I used to go to the stores, read all my favorite ones, and come back home without buying them. Maybe just as well, Roman Bricks, because now, you know, you had all that money for Lego. Or maybe not. John Powell says, first rule to being a mod is to never ask to be a mod. John Powell, good advice. Yes, exactly. There's enough already. I don't get the big deal. What's the big deal about me being a mod? Some people ask me that. I'm like, I don't know why you need to be a mod. Rummy Brick says, yes, indeed, you can be whatever you want. Just prove you're worthy. There you go. There's a good Jedi advice right there. Ryan, no, I'm not banning you. What did you say, Ryan? I'm just trying to read and build at the same time. John Powell says, if you have to ask, you're not ready. Exactly. And there's no incentive other than you just, I don't know, you feel like you have some kind of power over others in the chat, but right now we are good. Landon, just enjoy the live stream. I really appreciate you being here, and let's just talk Lego. Talk Lego and being into the hobby, shared hobby that we all have. So as I was saying earlier, the 2026 sets, I will look forward to that Minas Tirith set being, you know, having real images versus leaked ones, because the leaked image is unfortunate. I think that just takes away from probably how good that set really looks. And maybe Lego will release the promo they did of that set to the land members, where they can show it, are allowed to show it, and then you kind of get a better idea what that set looks like with better picture quality and everything. Yeah, so some parts of it look really cool. The King's throne room is probably going to look amazing if you can see that in person. That part of the build will look good. The price is not fun. 650. I just think that price is too, well, I guess it depends on the build count. Because now it's gone from like, well, maybe a backtrack, because you had the Rivendell set, I think up to that point was the most expensive. And then the Bardoor set was like $50 less. The Shire set was probably overpriced, but not nowhere near the other ones, like around the 200 range or maybe 270 range. So the prices are kind of fluctuating, I guess. But yeah, that Minas Tirith set, there's sections of it that look amazing. I wish they would do, I know someone had mentioned this too, I wish they would do like they do for Star Wars or Ninjago or pretty much any of the bigger themes where they have smaller, you know, battle pack releases. I know they did that in the older versions of the, like when the Hobbit sets were coming out back in the, I guess 2013, 2012, 2013, 2014 maybe time period. And they, you know, I was, because I was looking up one of the sets that I would have loved to add to our collection was the Helm's Deep battle set. And it looked like they had done a few battle pack sets for the Hobbit or Lord of the Rings theme back then, with you could get like 3 or 4 orcs or warriors of Rohan, plus maybe kind of like in Castle, old classic Castle, like a battering ram or some sort. So that part would be cool. Maybe they will. I mean, they've done brickheads, which I don't care about, but yeah, doing a smaller battle pack would be fun. Mayo says, I'll show that Lego store haul on my live stream tomorrow. Oh wait, it is tomorrow if you're Eastern or Central. Yes, so tomorrow meaning for us, February 3rd, I would assume you're saying, Mayo? That's cool. So you got a Lego store haul. Gotta see that. Landon, yes, let's talk about Lego. That's a better comment. ADT or ADMTB is here. He says, hello. I made a mountain biking content. Oh, mountain biking content. How fun is that? Like literally mountain biking. I'm gonna make a live in 48 hours. If you guys can join, says Landon. I'll stop by, says Tommy Bricks. Psh, awesome. Welcome, ADMTB, psh, which I assume stands for mountain biking. John Powell says, Lego is in the business of selling minifigs. The sets are so they can charge more. That has been proven to be the case for sure, as especially, well, probably all of them, but with the Lord of the Rings, you get the $100 price for just the Sauron minifig, or I think the UCS Death Star, the Stormtrooper in the bathing suit was probably just that minifig alone was in the $100 to $200 range. There are people who just love collecting little kitschy items. I would say by themselves are kind of kitschy, kind of corny, and they will just like Pokemon cards. They'll spend tons of money on something like that. And yeah, you could say buying Lego is crazy in itself, but there's something to the Lego sets you buy if you're also into building. So that's the difference there. Like the Lego build, like this level of scaffolding is becoming quite impressive. So it's now up to 3 levels on this side, and it does look like scaffolding, which is fun. It does hide the Statue of Liberty set, so I guess you could leave it there or easily remove it, but I love the Statue of Liberty head, even though, yeah, as Romy Brick said, it would be more fun if it was in that green, that lime green look. And it looks like we're adding another Doctor Strange portal build here. So this must go, because there's one behind the Statue of Liberty head, and then now they're doing this one. So I guess, is it noticeable where it is on here? No, oh, it's at the top. Aha, so it also appears on the top of the Statue of Liberty. So that's kind of fun to see how that connects to the build. I am appreciating this set a lot more in the building process. This is looking really cool. And of course that is great because, you know, you're interested in a Lego set for what you can see. Not having it, you know, you can see the final product, you can see the set look and everything at the Lego store, or, you know, the Lego pictures, but building it, this part is definitely, this is a great set, man. I'm loving this set. There we go, there's the Doctor Strange portal. So it's on the scaffolding actually. Does it have the same effect as it would? I think it does. It has that kind of same effect as though it's, you know, appearing out of nowhere, although it's attached to the scaffolding there. So that's, I like that. And a little relatively minor piece here to put together in front of the Statue of Liberty. So if I had to make a list, a wish list of 2026 sets, it would definitely be number one, on the cheap side, or just not crazy expensive side, the DeLorean, the Back to the Future DeLorean. That looks like a fun build. Then I'd go to the Ninjago blacksmith house, or actually number one would be the Ninjago character display one, because I think that would be fun to actually have next to the Ninjago City set. That's my favorite set. And then from that point, the DeLorean, number two, and then oh, I just had it in my mind. So, the blacksmith house, top three. So those would be top three. And no rush to get any of those. I would think, I think they did an original version of the blacksmith house. Looked definitely not as impressive, but I think they do have an old original version of that one. And I'll have to look at that one. The price seems so high on that one, $100 in I saw it at the Lego store. It looks okay, but the $100 price seems crazy. When you actually see the blacksmith house built, you know, finally and completed, it looks small. And then you know, this one was $80, and I think you can tell that you get your money, well, not originally $80, but for $80 a sale price, I think, plus the amount of minifigures you get, this is a good deal. So maybe that blacksmith house will go on sale. Although, as Colin has pointed out, and I've seen myself, the Lego stores are super crowded and busy, and every set is on back order. So Lego knows they got a good thing going, and no shortage of customers. And I don't know if that's the same in other places, like in Mayo where you are, if that's the same case. The Lego stores are just constantly busy and crowded, you know, probably during the week, maybe not so. Weekends though, it's like people are shopping for Christmas still. Just check your channel. Let's see, Mayo's giving someone advice on live streaming. Definitely, Lego's in the business of selling minifigs, says John Powell. Basically, it's on my channel, Ryan. Oh, okay, is that what you're talking about, the post? Oh, I thought you meant you put a community post on the one here. 80 MTB says, good. Landon says, okay. Mayo says, at Landon, just check your channel if you've never done a live stream before. Ryan says, it seems like you don't see my post. But if you're talking about the post that you put on the community channel, I'll check. It sounds like you put it on your channel, Ryan. John Powell says, that's why they just don't sell Lord of the Ring minifigs, because nobody would buy the $650 set. Yeah, I think they could do like a battle pack for that theme though. I would hope so. Landon says, I can't go live yet. Okay, listen to mom. I would trust mom's judgment on that. Tommy Brick says, the Luke Skywalker hanging from the AT-AT is a $300 fig, not for sale. Psh, I love the way it looks, Tommy. I'm glad you put that post on there. That is a fun one. Yes, Roman Brick says, listen to mom. Exactly. Mayo says, at Ryan, live streamers don't see every comment when they're doing something, but the chat sees everything. Exactly. So if I can't catch it, someone else will comment and help out in the conversation. Let's see. Tommy Brick says, I stopped landing. I will be doing more looking after the stream. Thanks, Tommy Bricks. Romy Brick says, everyone will have their time. Watch and learn, young Jedi. That's it. Romy Bricks. That's it right there. Tommy, is that the figure from the set or an older one? Yeah, that picture I showed. Let me show that one again. That's a great post by Tommy. Let's see. I got to go back to the community. This one is so fun. Even the lighting. Even got a little bit of shadow, but you can kind of see Luke right there, right? You can see him kind of in that scene like in the movie. There he is. Such a fun post, Tommy. Such a fun post. All right. This looks good. I think it's just a bunch of scaffolding building now. I don't know. I'm going to decide whether I want to do the rest of the scaffolding, because I really like the Statue of Liberty the way it is. I don't want to hide the face. I will attach the netting and see how that looks for Spider-Man. But I think I'm gonna not build up all the scaffolding. Let me see if I can get away with the Spider-Man net here. And it looks like he's already got something snagged from someone, some kind of like flashlight looking thing. It almost looks like a lightsaber handle or hilt. So let me see how this looks here. And then it's got all these action poses for the minifigs, but I like how I have the minifigs on the stand here. Although this almost resembles if you ever saw the Age of Ultron movie, this kind of reminds me of how they have all the action figures posed in kind of a circular version, kind of all struggling or fighting together at the same time. That's what this build reminds me of, that kind of the ending credits of the Age of Ultron, where that makes them look like all titans, all heroes of legend, or like I was trying to say ancient heroes, like in Greek mythology as well, kind of like that idea. All right, there we go. There's some added color. Now, does Spider-Man connect to this somehow? He can attach him. Which Spider-Man looks the best? Try, I don't know which Spider-Man this is. I don't know which Spider-Man this is. I don't like it. They're blocking, he's blocking the Statue of Liberty's face. That part's not cool. That's not groovy. Oh wait, I gotta add another scaffolding piece so this actually works. All right, there we go. And this will be the element, I think, which is enough to get the idea across. Gotta have him struggling against Doc Ock though, or somebody, looks like in the picture. This clutch power is crazy. All right, where's Doc Ock? Put him, not sure how, I guess he grabs on with his claws here to be attached to this. So basically the scaffolding is a mechanism to attach all the figs. There we go. There's the idea. All right, I think we're good. We think we finished this set, but there we go. There's one action pose. That's kind of fun. You got Spider-Man taking on Doc Ock. You've got Statue of Liberty. See, I don't like it. The scaffolding's blocking her face there, and then I guess you could put Doctor Strange here at the portal since he's got his portal ring there. I feel like Wong should be in this set too. Let's see, Doctor Strange, where can he stand? Because his cape is fairly cumbersome. There we go. Doctor Strange at the top, and Doc Ock, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange at the top. All right, that is set 76261. And we have finished this set. And new theme upcoming. I'm not sure what to do. Well, I go back to Ninjago. I had previewed that set. I might have something else to put out there just in case. John Powell says something about selling out doesn't really mean anything. It depends on how many sets they initially made. Oh, for the sets. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's a struggle if you're waiting for a Lego set when everything's on back order. Little Brick says he's back. Just uploaded a quick short. Very cool. Ryan says, I can post on the channel's post. Yeah, you can post on the community post. Mayo says, probably because social media has fueled some people's egos too much and people do negative stuff for clout. Yeah, social media is crazy now. Especially everyone thinks that their opinions need to be heard out loud. It just encourages some rudeness when everyone can comment on everything. Roman Brick says, selling out means a lot, John Powell. At least to me, it's the world's #1 toy making company in which adults are most interested nowadays. So they have brains more than us as individuals. Good point, Roman Bricks. And John Powell says, roaming, that's fine, but it's not a true metric. Aha, good point also. So thanks guys for being here. We did get extra time in. Here's the build. If we're just talking Lego builds, this was a fun one. 76261, I recommend it. Of course, the best part of all this, minifigure wise, is Ned, the star of the show. So I will figure out what to live stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a little quick poll during the day tomorrow and figure out what in the world. I'm putting Ned on top of Lady Liberty's head here. There we go. What in the world? What's the theme to do next? All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for being here.